What's up, all you action figure addicts out there? It is Trevor. Today we are going to be taking a look at Star Wars The Bad Batch. So, starting up first, I have had this figure since Black Friday. Got this guy at a local comic shop for half off. But he's not the only member of The Bad Batch now, is he? So, first up was the first figure that I got besides Wrecker, which is Tech. I will be going over each one of these guys individually, but starting off, we have Tech and Wrecker both. Can't just have them without probably the second coolest figure from the Bad Batch, Echo. If I can get this guy to stand. There we go, we got Echo, and finally, last but not least, Hunter. Some of you guys may be saying, well, that's not the entirety of the Bad Batch, but to me, this is the Bad Batch. Omega is just Omega, and Crosshairs betrayed the team. Now, this is their armor that they were wearing after they were betrayed by their brother. So, this is kind of my Bad Batch set. Now, will I probably get them later on down the line? Possibly. I do know that Omega is currently at Ollie's for $9.99. I just have no interest in Omega, so it's my collection. Kind of just wanted to stick with the main four guys just to show off. But first off, we are going to start off with Wrecker, since I've had him the longest. So, taking a look at Wrecker, let me adjust my camera here. A little bit taller now. We do get his weapon. Big, huge chunk of plastic right there. Not a whole lot that he can do with it. He does have some pretty tightly molded hands. Arms can go up and down. We do have a swivel. It can only go up so far due to the pauldron. His backpack is detachable. He does have a hole. All four members of the Bad Batch do have this little backpack that does slide in and locks in. Wrecker does have some pretty nice painted on detail on the armor. He does also come with a knife accessory that does just fit into this little pocket sheath there on his ankle. Now, the coolest part about these figures to me is the fact that you can unmask them. This head sculpt is based off of Tamora Morrison. What if Tamora Morrison were to come and play a live-action Bad Batch, which is pretty dang cool in my opinion. So we are going to put his helmet back on there. Overall, just 360 view. We do have a nice stiff hinge joint on his knee. That is pretty much it for the articulation, though. Looks like a fantastic figure. I can't even lie. This is my very first Bad Batch figure for Star Wars, so pretty dang cool if you ask me. Going to set him to the side right there. Next up, we are going to go over Echo. Echo did go through some stuff during the Clone Wars. It was rescued by the Bad Batch. This is an accessory that just plugs on. He does have a little mechanical arm like he does in the show. It's pretty cool in my opinion. The fact that, you can have him salute like he does. It just pops right in. Just like so. You can also take it. Nope, thought it would fit. Take it like that. You can pull his backpack off, just like I said with Wrecker there. This one actually has a different port. Did not know that. Just slides right on there. It does come with a weapon storage. Pretty nice detail. He does have a hinge on the knee, but it is kind of limited to motion due to his little skirt thing. Don't really know the term for it. So, onto his unmasking. Going to keep him turned around for just a second. You may be wondering, with the way that the head is sculpted, how does this fit? The helmet actually has a little latch there. You pop that, and it actually sits over his head. But turning him around, we do have this very nice head sculpt that's very detailed, very, very pale, kind of like he was in the show. Have bolts in his head that's holding in all of that work that the droids did on him, and his helmet does kind of just slide over it. Once you get it adjusted, kind of my copy doesn't really sit on there all that well or lock, so kind of just got to work with what I got. He does come with a pistol accessory that does not have a trigger finger, but that means that I don't love this figure any less. So, pretty decent. He does have a full 360 on the arm to make up for the lack of leg motion that he has. He does have this on both arms. So, once again, we are kind of just going to set this guy to the side and take a look at the next figure. I did pick this guy up at Ollie's, by the way. Next up, probably has the coolest helmet of them all, and it is Tech. Tech does come with the backpack, same as Wrecker and Hunter. This one does have the antenna like it does in the show. He does have a full 360 on both arms. His legs can swivel in, out. It is hindered a little bit by this tool belt here. It does come with a hammer tool, a claw tool, and a stick tool. I don't really know what that is. He also has a little flashlight right here on the side. There is no weapon storage on him though, which is kind of weird, but does not mean that I don't love this figure any less. So his visor does go down on it like it does in the show, comes up like it does in the show, and we are going to reveal his head. Pretty decent head sculpt from what I can remember from the show. I do wish that he had a pair of goggles that would fit over his head, kind of like he had in the show. But overall, not a bad figure. He does come with the same little pistol accessory that the last one and the next clone do have. Does have a trigger finger as well to hold said gun. But we know that Tech does not really prefer the weapons side of things. But on to our final member of the Bad Batch. We have Hunter. He's got the best of all of these figures. He's got the same bigger weapon as Wrecker. He has the same pistol as the other two clones there. He also has a little knife, little baby knife, that sits right underneath his arm. He does have a full 360 motion, even with the shoulder pieces, unlike Wrecker. He does have the backpack that comes off. Just sits right in there. He does not have any other weapon storage, though, which to me was kind of weird, considering that he's got the most accessories compared to the other guys. But without further ado, the mask does come off. And look at that. That's a Rambo face right there. Pretty decent head sculpt. He does have the bandana, the facial tattoo like he does have in some of the show. Mullet. But lucky for you guys, these 4 figures would not be here unless I were to talk about 2 other clone members that personally to me are my favorite clones. So without further ado, we have Captain Rex. This was my very first Clone Trooper Black Series figure that I did get. He's got the blonde hair, Tamora Morrison look with the antenna that comes down just like it does in the show. But this guy is mainly just here for a comparison to this next figure that I'm about to show you guys. This figure comes courtesy of Terrell. Got this figure because he is my favorite clone from the entirety of the Clone Wars. He had several episodes. He was also in the Bad Batch for an episode, I do believe. So without further ado, Commander Wolf. Overall, this was one that I was going to get regardless. Terrell hooked me up with them. This is the one that I was the most excited to talk about. The mask does come off, and we get the Tamora Morrison look with the eyes. The eyes on this guy. Looks just like the show. When I was a kid, my mom and dad got me a Lego set that had Clone Commander Wolf in it. And in all honesty, I still have that minifigure. It is currently in the ship that he came with. And when I knew that he had a Black Series figure, I wanted to get my hands on it. But overall, these are all of the clones that I currently have that are going to go on my shelf. So that's going to do it for today, guys. Let me know if you guys would like a collection update or a collection video to kind of show off what I have, so you guys can see what I do collect. But let me know down below in the comments. Go like and subscribe to us. We will be doing, in about a couple weeks, a full season review of Invincible Season 3, so be on the lookout for that whenever it does drop. So stay calm, stay cool, and keep collecting, guys.